Yay, we're live. That show.
Yay.
Yay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. A little later this morning because... Morning Scone, presented by Boudreaux's. Scone. Presented by Boudreaux's. Bloody Mary mix, margarita mix. A little later this morning. Fresh Market, but you cannot get Boudreaux's at Fresh Market, so you should go to Calandro's or Alexander's or Calvin's or Canada's or lots of wonderful retailers that do proudly sell Boudreaux's, Bloody Mary mix, and margarita mix. Waiting on my page to load. There it is. What a win last night for LSU basketball. Beating Southeastern, not that big a deal. Although Southeastern was the Southland Conference champion last year, regular season. They lost in their tournament, but they won the regular season, so they went to the NIT. It's not just that they won the game. If you watched it last night, the LSU has an alien playing for them. Fresh Market. LSU has an alien playing for them. This kid Naz Reid, he's an alien. He's not a human. So I think it helps when you're looking for projectability when you have an extraterrestrial on your roster. It's just not everybody has an extraterrestrial. My guess is their lungs, if aliens have lungs, their capacity is just a little better. They don't really abide by the same laws of gravity that we do. So that's really fun. It's fun to have an alien on the team this year. So I wish Naz Reid all the best in his time here on Earth, and hope it goes well for him before he goes back to his home planet. I would love to tell you all good morning, but this is still loading. This page is still loading. I hate this computer. Have I mentioned that to you before? Come on now, what y'all doing, Doc? I'm just looking at a screen. The Facebook page is the gray Facebook page. It's not. Let's see if we reload that. See if it'll work. If not, I'm going to have to turn on my hotspot. I don't get this, man. This is so frustrating. It's like, I got this computer, I got Wi-Fi, this big Wi-Fi I pay for, and it never loads in here. All right, hang on. Y'all don't go anywhere. I'll be right back, right? Don't go anywhere. I'm coming right back. Right back. Okay, we're back. We're back. So part of the reason I'm later today, my apologies for that, part of the reason I'm later today is that, what are you doing? Are you swiping? All right, here we go. Let's see if we load it now. Part of the reason I'm later today is I had to do an interview at 7. There we go. Wow. I had to do an interview at 7:35 with John Neighbors, a good radio host out of Arkansas. So I told y'all before, man, Arkansas, it's crazy. Arkansas and Alabama are the two states I do more interviews in than any. You can understand the Alabama, right? But man, Arkansas, they love the LSU rivalry, man. It's a big deal. To them, and I always tell them, when I go do those shows, I always say, and when they don't quite understand why there isn't the reciprocation from LSU as far as the intensity of the rivalry, I say, look at the way Arkansas fans feel about Missouri right now. So basically, Arkansas now has been saddled with Missouri as their day after Thanksgiving. They have this battle line trophy that they play for, and Arkansas fans despise it, and Missouri gets up for it. And Missouri's beaten them a couple times now, the last few years. And Arkansas fans hate it. And I'm like, well, that's basically where LSU was, just with 50 years more of tradition in the SEC when we got stuck with you. That's what I think. They're like, I guess I get that. Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's do some good mornings now that we're live here. Tim Saunier, Dan Ducote, Stephen Hoogie, what's up? John Wilson, Brian Robert, Tyler Patrick Hales, Josh Long, good morning. Stephen Miller, what's good, bro? Robert Stack, Dan Ducote, they played so long last night. They had a look so different. Someone tweeted me, if you watched the basketball game last night, and I understand people aren't going to go bonkers over beating Southeastern, it's just how thoroughly it looked like me playing basketball against Drew. In the first half, at one point, it was 48-18. And I'm like, and someone's like, yeah, Southeastern's no good. They have no offense. I'm like, that's because LSU's not letting them get off a shot. LSU's length is the most impressive thing. Now, let's see how they look whenever they go against a team with comparable size. But that's what LSU didn't have last year. They didn't have a shot blocker. They were terrible defending the three. And if you couldn't defend the three and you weren't great, didn't have great length on the perimeter, and teams could drive to the hole against you, and you had no rim protection, I mean, that's how you end up like last in the SEC in rebounding and terrible in 3-point defense. And anyway, that's why it's a minor. Hi. Yay! Woo! Hey, you want to say good morning? Good morning. It's why, seriously, it's a minor miracle that... Okay, bud. It's why it's a minor miracle last year that Will Wade got LSU into the NIT. That he got into 8-10 in conference. Like, that team should have been a 4 or 5 win SEC team. The fact that he got into 8-10 and in the NIT is just it's remarkable. And now you're actually giving him players like Naz Reid is gonna be a lottery pick, y'all. Like, did you see that guy last night? I mean, I'm joking about the alien thing, only sort of, well, kind of, sort of, but like, oh shoot, sorry. Like, he's a freak. Like, he's super athletic. He went coast to coast like in the first couple minutes of the game. Rebound coast to coast. He did this like finger roll, got fouled. He made free throws. He made 3-pointers. Like, right? People can't mess with that dude, bro. Like what I saw last night, man. Loel Cormier. Good morning from North Dakota. Hey, man, that's pretty cool. Thanks for watching up there. Let's see. Jamie Levine, good morning. And Matt and fellow Mosconaites. These are my people. Hi. Elmo. Jordan Grace. I want a few places I can go. Won't be talking elections. You damn right about that, Jordan. I don't begrudge anybody that wants to go talk elections and election results. And if you want all that, go get it. You ain't going to get it here, bro. I'm talking sports. Bobby Muse. Oh, there you go. LSU ranked 7th. How about that? I was surprised. Tons of respect, obviously, for Alabama. When you can lose 29-0 like that and only drop from 3 to 7, and maybe more important with it, talking about the college football playoff rankings, maybe more importantly, if everything holds, you're still very much within striking range. Now, you got to have a lot of help, but teams are going to lose. I think, you obviously want Ohio State to beat Michigan. You need Notre Dame to lose. I hate to say this, but you need Alabama to win. You need Alabama to win out and be an unquestioned number 1, and same with Clemson. Let Alabama and Clemson be unquestioned 1 and 2, and so then you're vying for 2 spots. You need Washington State to lose, and you need Oklahoma to lose again. You'd probably need like Oklahoma to beat West Virginia, and then in week 12, and then West Virginia to come back and beat Oklahoma a week later in the Big 12 championship game. So they'd each have 2 losses. And so then it's basically LSU as a 2-loss team comparing resumes against 2-loss Washington State, a 2-loss Big 12 champion. The tricky part may be like, does 1-loss Ohio State Big 10 champ get in? But then is it 1-loss Notre Dame or 2-loss LSU for the 4th spot? Like, it's kind of amazing we're going to have this conversation. But you need Notre Dame to lose once or twice would be great. Trivia, good morning. Jason Hatcher, good morning. Rashad Bolden, good morning. LSU looked like the alien team from Space Jam. Kinda, dude. Cavell Bigby-Williams went, elevated and swatted a shot in the first half. It was super impressive, man. Emmett Williams was just dominant. I can't... What are you doing? He's got himself right. You poo-poo.
Elmo duck.
Elmo ducks.
Mom.
What?
Mommy.
Mommy. Home Depot. He's wrapping himself. He's like Linus, y'all. He carries that blanket everywhere. He's had that little blanket with him since he was a tiny baby. He's like Linus with that blanket, y'all. He takes that blanket everywhere. I used to call him. I was like, hey, Linus. Let's see. Lindsay Thibodeau, what's up, man? All right, Josh Long. Matt, you should get Terrio to interview Billy the Warrior. It's not a bad idea, man. Someone mentioned that yesterday. I need to make a note to reach out to him. I think that would be a good sort of personality profile. Seriously. I don't know that he's done any media. Pete Giardino, good morning. Tyler Landry, let's see, good morning, Matt. Good basketball last night for the most part. Got a little sloppy late, but, man. What? Choppy feed today? What's up, Dad? Good morning. Colby Hester, good morning. Stephen Miller, Keith Rosenbach. It's Russ Mitchell. It is Russ Mitchell Day. I'm curious to see how that goes. Russ had an awesome time. I think I told y'all. So Russ was in town this past weekend for the Bama game. He had a friend in from Denmark with his two sons, their first college football game ever. First football game ever. They went to the LSU Bama game Saturday. Sunday morning, flew to Denver, went to the Broncos game Sunday. So got a college and an NFL experience in the same weekend. But they're pretty thrilled. It was a great weekend. See, Brian Robert with LSU number 7. Will they still play hard and stay connected mentally? Yeah, man, I think so. And Ed's been great at that, man. And I think he can go to his team if he wanted to look at those rankings and say, look, you're still in it, man. You're still in it for the playoff. Let's take care of business. I think that's a huge boost. Dennis said, how do you think Dez at this point of his career would fit into the Saints offense? If he's willing to go be a number 2, a role player within the offense, cool. The tricky part with some guys that are, and I mean you all know this in breaking news, but a lot of times with certain receivers, you got to get them involved early. You talk like Rohan has talked about this. He's talked about with Josh Reed. He's like, I knew I had to get Josh the ball early because if I didn't, he'd check out. But you get him going early, then he's locked in. So I think. I don't know if Dez is one of those guys, if he would just accept the role where, man, you may only get 2 or 3 targets in a game because Thomas is getting 12. If you would, come on, bro. Come on. Let's see. Steven said Parker Edwards just made another. How about that story? This kid is a freshman from Southeastern. If you didn't watch the game, he comes to the game with about 10 minutes left and he scores 25 points. He just started bombing threes. It was crazy, man. The LSU crowd started cheering for him. Will Wade was pissed, obviously, but it was still pretty cool to see. Nikis Yiannopoulos, good morning. See, Sam Dixon, I love the LSU-Arkansas series. They love playing us, always give their best. I never understood the nose-in-the-air attitude some Tiger fans have towards them. Well, Sam, to some degree, that's true. Because whether you want it to be a rivalry or not, they believe it is, and if you sleepwalk through it, they'll punch you in the nose, which Arkansas has done plenty. Like, they've won enough in that series where you better respect it. But it was, but I do understand it as well. It's the fraction of the LSU fan base that feels disrespected by the SEC offense, or office. LSU being a charter member of the SEC, feeling like they should have some hand in scheduling and things like that, but. Basically the whole scheduling philosophy in the SEC boils down to Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, Georgia. That's in place. Now figure everything else out. And part of that was LSU getting dictated to about playing on the Friday after Thanksgiving, which it hated. Everyone hated that. 1:30 on a Friday. I mean, nobody ever liked that game. Nobody ever wanted to go to Tiger Stadium. Nobody ever wanted to travel to Arkansas for that game. I love that they moved it off of that. I like A&M in that on the final Saturday. I like it how it is now. Anyway. Billy McLemore, good morning from Homa. Leroy Blanchard, hey, if you're down in Homa, you can go to Canada's and pick up some Boudreaux's, Bloody Mary mix, Margarita mix. Leroy, Frank, actually this is a product of Homa. Darren Pellegrin, founder of the company, Homa guy. Proudly Homa. Frank, good morning. Andrew Bayer, how many turnovers did we finish with last night? Wade said he doesn't want more than 10 a game. I didn't look at a box score. They had 6 in the first half. It got sloppy late, though, man. I'm sure they went past 10, but it was sloppy late. Chris Ray, I was impressed with Marlon Taylor. Yeah, man. That's the JUCO kid from Panola who can just jump out the gym. He hit some threes, too, last night that were super impressive, man. Marlon can literally jump out the gym. I don't think he can literally jump out the gym. Close, though. Joey Painage, Christian Keller, good morning. Brandon just crowned Duke the champion. Good Lord. Y'all see that last night? They punished Kentucky. Tyler. You got it, Tyler. Tyler gets the gold star. These are my people. That was a Varsity Blues reference. Ow, but sons. Hey, Drew, I have a question for you. Hey, listen, I have a question for you. Drew. What are you going to do today?
Dad.
We're doing Dad's show. Then what? Huh? Drew, come see. Drew. Here you go. All right. I'll turn that off now.
Are you seeing Baby Shark?
Turn that around. See? You don't even know. See, he was sniping me with those filters. Now I'm getting him every time. See? Let's see. Let's do about 10 more minutes. Y'all know we started late today, so we'll go a little later. I see talk of LSU possibly getting in the playoff with help. Do we really want that? We just play Bama again, better for the Sugar Bowl, end on a high. Nah, Brad, I want to be in the playoff, dog. I just disagree with you completely, man. Hi! What? Well, hold on. Hold on. Hey, I have a question for you. I have a question for you, Drew. Come see.
Art show.
Huh? Oh, really? Art show? Hey, Drew, are you going to go to Mimi's house and see art show? I love that I'm Kim now. See? I'll show him, right? Let's show him. Let's see. No, man, get in the playoffs. Get in the playoff for sure. Oh, am I showing the back wall? Sorry about that. I'll flip the camera. I unnecessarily flipped the camera. I'll figure this out eventually. It's only my 225th show. How about that, by the way? 225 straight days we've done this show. That's kind of crazy, right? Nancy, good morning and hooray for no election talk. Bingo, Nancy. Kelly Davis, UCBO, good morning. Chewy, 1 loss Notre Dame or 2 loss LSU? That's a really good question. I would want to know. Here's the thing. Notre Dame's loss, just looking at who they have left with Florida State, I think Syracuse and USC would be by definition a bad loss. Now Syracuse is ranked right now, but LSU's loss is at Florida and home against Bama. Be an interesting conversation. Neither would play in the conference championship game, obviously. My guess is they probably go with the 1-loss team. What you need? Okay, you grab Sam. Sam is Drew's puppet. Let's see. Andrew Bayer. That's the guy on the podcast yesterday that said he missed his lunch to listen, needs to learn to chew and listen at the same time. So Terrio and I did the Riot podcast yesterday, and somebody was like, I gave up my lunch hour to watch this nonsense. It's like, yeah, man, you can just watch while you eat. It's true. Hi! Oh, you seem really excited right now. Are those Daddy's notes? Yep, they are.
No.
What?
No.
Nap? Hey, do you take a nap? Huh? You take a nap during the day?
Albertsons.
And Albertsons, that's true.
Home Depot.
Home Depot. What else? Okay. That's it, y'all. Let's show him. He puts filters on me, put filters on him. Got him. Show him. Greg Laverne, Scott Wilson, Jason Dowies. What's up, y'all? Let's see. Tyler's. We can still squeeze in at number 7. Remember how many teams had to win, lose the BCS? Yeah. Upsets always happen. especially in November because teams get better as well. And then you have the conference championship game weekend also. Like, look at Auburn last year. Auburn had beaten Georgia, had beaten Alabama. They had to go play the SEC championship game and lose. They're out. I mean, that happens. Georgia's a great example of that right now. If Georgia wins out as 11-1, loses to Bama and Atlanta, it's 2-loss Georgia, 2-loss LSU. LSU leaps Georgia, no question. Hi. What? The itsy bitsy spider. Did you take my notes? He just took my notes and just dropped them on the floor. That's a crazy kid. John, nice floors. Thank you, John. Actually, they're like what do you call them when they got wet? They're like beveled a little bit over there. That's some water leak in the house. The previous owners, we probably have to replace them at some point.
Hi.
Hi.
Dad's show.
This is Dad's show. Very good.
Albert.
And Drew likes to go to Albert Science. Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew. Where do you like to go? Where?
Mimi's house.
You like to go to Mimi's house?
Our show.
And watch Art's show. Hey, Drew, look at me. Hey, Drew. Doggone it. I'm getting him good today. All of a sudden, the Florida loss looks like a real rookie move. You know what? Florida, I think, is a pretty good team. Florida's a tough place to play. Human element's real. They lost it. Like, they control their destiny in the East. They lost. Had to come home and play Missouri. Letdown factor. We've seen it before. But I think they went out and go 9-3. Florida. Let's see. Todd Landry, Joseph Royd, Ray Conley. Hey, Ray, good morning. Travis Garridell, good morning. Ronnie Duga. What? Why? What are you doing with that paper? Moo, moo, moo? Hey, Drew. He's just carrying paper. I don't know what he's doing. I never know what he's doing in there. Let's see, Greg. LSU needs to win out. 11-2 is a great season. I agree. It's a very, very fine season. If you're content never ever winning a national championship, because as long as you can't beat Bama, you're never going to do it. Let's see. Ulan, morning to you, Saint season ticket holder. Where do you sit? I like to take a photo with the best sports talk show host in Louisiana. That's very cool, man. Thanks. I used to be. I am not anymore. This first year I gave up my seats. It was just too hard to get to games. But if I usually can make it down to one game a year, I don't know that I'm going to be able to this year. But we'll make that picture happen. Travis McGraw, good morning. Colby Rosenthal, good morning. Mark Bayard, howdy. Let's see. Sam says, Brandy Hotard, good morning. Jonathan Taylor, good morning. Drew's dad and Drew, what's up? What's up, fellas? I'm good with that. If we would have only lost to Bama, definitely make the playoff regardless of how bad we lose. Only lose to Bama. Maybe. Maybe. Unless if you had 4 undefeated or 1-loss conference champs. Now, last year, Bama got in as a non-conference champ. I didn't win their division. But if you assume Bama, Clemson, undefeated Notre Dame, those 3 are in. So let's say you have like a 1-loss Oklahoma who's a Big 12 champ. They're getting it over a 1-loss LSU, I think. Because they would have played an extra game and won their conference. I think 1-loss Michigan as a Big 10 champ gets in as well over 1-loss LSU. Really? That's a pretty song.
How Depot.
Home Depot. We did go there last night. He likes to ride the buggies. Got him. Jack Davis said, Nick Saban on the wall. Yeah, man. Showed you this before, I think. That is something I had made after LSU won the championship in 03. That's my tickets for every game. I went to every game that year. I was a senior at LSU. So I had that made back in August, early 04, after they won it. So it's all my ticket stubs and then, the record and the coach and all that stuff. So, anyway, great year, man. Best football year of my life, 03. Went to every single game, watched LSU win the national title for the first time in 45 years, something I never thought I'd see in my life. It was awesome, man. I love that year. Chuck Sanchez, good morning. So we got us a basketball team. Matt, buckle up. It's going to be a fun ride. That's true, man. The people who picked LSU to finish 6th in the SEC, y'all wrong, dog. Charlie said, interesting, LSU played the women's game before the men. That's something that, like Southern does that. They do the women and men doubleheader. And clearly it's for a couple of reasons. One, personnel-wise, to only have to have, staffing for one night. And then also attendance. It'll bring more attention to the women's game. When people come early for the men's game, see the end of the women's game, brings more attention to the women's program. So, I get it. It stinks because it floats the start time of the men's game, so they didn't tip to 8:10, which sucks. But let's see. Chris Merrill, Brandon Ray, Mark Allen. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Mark Allen said, I just got my first email. I was like a kid in a candy store. Thanks, Mark. That's cool. So he's talking about the Morning Scone daily email. I know many of you get it already. If you don't, you can sign up morningscone.com. Super easy. Morningscone.com is just a landing page. You'll see a video there that explains the email. And it's just a bar where you type in your email address. And then tomorrow, 6 a.m., you'll get an email from me, from Matt at morningscone.com. You can reply to that email. It comes to me. Like, if you reply, that comes directly to me, Matt at morningscone.com. And all you will get is links. It's just links to podcasts or vlogs or stories that I find interesting or interact with. Essentially, the algorithm follows me around throughout the day, all the different things the different stuff that I read, doing show prep and all that stuff, tweet, retweet, and it formulates an email. Excuse me. And then you get it, and then everybody's email is different. I'm always interested because sometimes people get that email and they'll reply to me, and so then I can see what links they had in their email, and it's totally different from mine. So based on which stories you click on and what you like, it learns, okay, do you like the LSU, or do you like the Saints, or do you like certain news outlets more than others? Do you like podcasts? So anyway, I find it interesting to see that. So thank you, Mark Allen. Appreciate it. Taylor Williams days can jump out the gym. Yes, they can. Let's see. Big B has soft pudding pop hands. That's funny. Keegan Clanton. What's up, Keegan? Hope you're well, man. Tyler said, making the playoffs rather than being content with the New Year's 6 is better for the program as a whole. Totes my goats. Yeah, I mean, if you can make the playoff, you absolutely want to get in there, no doubt. Now, you'd be the 4 playing Bama, but see how it goes, man. Jordan Grace, what conference will Notre Dame win? I can't stand them and how they get handed things. Yeah, Jordan, if they go undefeated, and the thing, 1, 2, 3. The reality is, Notre Dame doesn't play the requisite, 4 FCS schools or Group of 5 schools. They had one game this year against Ball State. Every other game is against a Power 5 or Navy. So, I mean, they did their deal with the ACC where they play a bunch of ACC schools. They got Florida State on the schedule this year. I know Florida State stinks, but, that's a game that traditionally would be a good game. They play Stanford. They play Southern Cal. They schedule Vanderbilt. I know Vanderbilt's Vanderbilt, but, schedule an SEC school. I'm with you. But Notre Dame not playing a conference schedule has created more of a difficult schedule for itself over the years because they'll play 11 Power 5 teams, where LSU gets your Southeastern and your Louisiana Tech and your Rice. Notre Dame don't schedule those, man. Anyway. Hey, Uncle Mike, good morning. Let's see. Sam says, Christmas list. New innovative OC. Signed the top running back, whose name I won't mention. Signed Coke machines on the defensive line and offensive line. That'd be a good start. I'm with you on all accounts. Let's see. Nas Reed is legit. Taylor can jump out the dang gym. Yeah, man, there was a lot to like last night on that basketball game. If y'all haven't yet, by the way, I think I mentioned it yesterday. Hunt Palmer does an awesome job. He's going to do a daily LSU basketball podcast this season called Hoops with Hunt. So if you go to 1045ESPN.com, you'll see it there. Also, if you go to iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts, if you search 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge, Art Show. Mimi is going to show you Art Show, yep. If you go to 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge on iTunes or wherever, you'll see Hoops with Hunt, just like you'll see the Riot podcast and all of our show podcasts and all that stuff there. So I'll be on the lookout for it. We'll tweet links of it and everything. But if you want your daily LSU basketball fix, 15 minutes or so. A lot of excitement around this team. So that'd be a great resource. And I'm going to listen to it every day because I respect the world of Hunt. I mean, I think the world of Hunt. I respect him a bunch. So knows a lot. Cody Labarth, good morning. Let's see, coming down the home stretch here. Remember Boudreaux's Bloody Mary mix, margarita mix. Jake Stock in there. Basketball has depth, very noticeable. They played 9 players in the rotation last night. That's significant, and it would have been 10, obviously, with Wade Sims. And that was a pretty cool tribute they did last night. If you saw it after the game, they played a tribute video to Wade. His parents came out. They gave his parents the game ball. Pretty cool. Let's see, Craig Dugas. How about that freshman for Southeastern with the 5.3s? That was crazy, man. It was funny, man, because Will Wade was pissed. The fans were cheering. Will Wade was pissed. Let's see. Jeff said we're picked 6 in the SEC because the SEC is deep.
Pete.
Or gross language. Pete. What are you doing? Pete. Okay. Jeff, it's a good question. I think LSU just had a whole bunch of unknowns, man. You had all they've completely remade the roster. I mean, the only guy hanging around from the previous coaching staff that's going to contribute at all is Skylar Mays. So there's a lot of unknown about the roster and the team, but man, I think people just don't understand how good of a coach Will Wade is. His technical attention to detail, it's just different. I mean, that team last year, coming off a 2-win season in conference, had no business with its band of JUCO and 3-star Merry men doing more than 4 conference wins. Yeah, they should have done better than that. And they got to 8 and 10, and that's because of Will Wade. Now you give him lottery picks. I mean, I think last year Auburn and Tennessee, they came out of nowhere. I mean, both were finished to pick in the bottom half of the league, and they won the conference. Kentucky's Kentucky. And then you have this sort of mishmash of LSU and Florida and Mississippi State and teams that are good and have good talent, have recruited well, but people don't really know what to expect. I think LSU emerges among all of them. I mean, I trust Will Wade and the talent he's got. Tim Davis, Sean Gasser, Jason Bourgeois. What's up, everybody? Let's see. Keegan, I think a bit. Wade's trying to integrate a ton of new pieces. The SEC has a ton of quality teams. That's true. If you gave me technically, like, you can even look at Georgia, right, with Tom Crean. Tom Crean's a good coach. He's been to a Final Four. He's just got a big job on his hands at Georgia. I know that Rick Barnes replicates the success of a year ago. Same with Bruce Pearl at Auburn. Although they're getting Wiley back and Dangel Purifoy, who were both suspended last year because of the FBI thing with Chuck Person. I don't think South Carolina's going to be great. Missouri, like Michael Porter's brother. What's the kid's name? Excuse me. Jonte Porter, who was like 6th man of the year last year in the SEC. Jonte Porter tore his ACL. He's out for the year. I mean, he's a lottery pick. So Missouri took a big blow losing him. I like LSU, man. I don't know how good A&M is going to be this year. I mean, last year was their year with all their talent coming back and everything, and they spit the bit, man. Anyway, Jason said the obvious in Naz. I was impressed with Emmett Williams. Emmett Williams is awesome, man. Boy, he can finish around the rim. I can't believe he's 6'6". They said he was 6'6". I can't believe that, man. He looks so much bigger. Anyway. All right, y'all. Coming down the home stretch. Andrew said he see LSU doing more design quarterback runs. No more than they've been doing already. If you get an athletic quarterback in there, sure. Let's see. We keep saying, let's talk about the Edwards guy hitting bombs. Talked about it a few times. Anyway, all right, Troy Fuselier, good morning as well. That's all right. End of the comments, y'all. I gotta get going. I gotta go record a Locked On LSU Daily LSU podcast. Excuse me. Remember about our friends at Boudreaux's Bloody Mary Mix, Margarita Mix, BoudreauxMix.com. If you're outside of Baton Rouge, you can order online, BoudreauxMix.com, BoudreauxMix.com. They're tagged here in this post on Facebook, so please go click their link, like their page. That's a huge help. Morning Scone Daily email, AFR today at 3. And, all right. See y'all. Have a great day. Later.